and welcome to another episode of New York's Beer Reviews. Um, Today's going. I don't know why I said ciao. That's Italian. Yet we're reviewing a German beer today. I've just been. I got a new job. I'm working in an Italian restaurant, and a lot of managers there are Italian, and we always say ciao to each other. So it's kind of stuck in my brain now. But today's beer we're reviewing, Reister. I'm gonna butcher it. I mean, I've had it many times. Not this particular one, but from this brewery, Weihennstephaner Vitus. This is a Wiesenbach. So a wheat Bach. It's higher alcoholic content. Wheat beer, brewed and bottled by. It's just brewed by the Weihennstephaner in Germany because I can't pronounce all that. It's just too much. Bayerische Staatsbrewery, Westerfen, Freezing, Germany. Um, this beer is 7.7 ABV, percent alcohol by volume. It says brewed under the purity law of 1516. And it's also the oldest brewery, I guess, in the world, although that is disputed. So it's located in Bavaria. Let's other stuff about the history. Until the 1950s, the brewery described its date of foundation as the year 1146. At this time, a document allegedly dating to the year 1040 resurfaced. In it, Otto I, Bishop of Freezing, just so you know, I'm reading this, so I'm not that smart, bestowed a brewing right upon the abbey. The document is generally dismissed as a forgery from the early 1600s. The first written record of the brewery dates to the year 1675. Another source dating to 768 indicates the presence of hops gardens nearby. So yeah, let's open it because I don't know. For some reason, when I take beers out, they constantly get really warm really quickly. It's just my luck. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's my fridge. But I'm going to pour it into my Perot glass because it's the only really nice glass I kind of have. Let's go on the aggressive here. It's okay. There we go. Starting to get a head going. Ooh, there's a lot of chunks going on. This isn't unfiltered, right? Pretty much so. So yes, I tried to find a lot of information on this beer in regards to the ingredients. They use German hops, German Perl hops, German Magnum, Hallertau, the barley malt, and Cara wheat malt. They use Westerfeiner, Weissbier yeast, and other ingredients I couldn't find on that. I just couldn't find it. So yeah, 17 IBUs. Wiesenbach, 2 finger of a head, very typical wheat color. You know, the bright orange, almost to the yellow. Tangerine color, I would say. About 2 fingers of a head. I saw a video review of Jay Theorot and his beer reviews of Louisiana beer reviews where he showed that the head was like crackling. I'm not getting much of that. It's actually not making any sounds. Lots of banana flavor, typical from this region. Bananas, cloves, coriander. A tad bit of orange. Jay said some bubble gum. I can pick that up. Very candy like, which is why I tend to not prefer these beers. I'm just not into that whole style of the Bavarian wheats, the Belgian wheats. This it's just the yeast strain that they use just creates this flavor that I just don't like particularly. I mean, I can respect it, but not really a fan. So let's go in for the taste. bubblegum, baby. But it has a tartness, like almost like a sour. I mean, it's not a sour, but it has an interesting tartness to it, an interesting sweetness, which is tart. Um, Banana up front, you're gonna get that. Some malt presence, a very underlining malt presence. Head is pretty much gone. Interesting hop flavor there. Not too much bitterness, obviously. It's only 17 IBUs. It has an interesting tartness to it. Okay, here's the thing with this beer. It's good for me. I'm liking it. Would I drink it as a just drink? Not really. Unfortunately, I did buy 6 of them because I could only find it in the 6-pack. The thing is, though, like, this isn't necessarily a beer I'm going to drink after work when I come home. And I always do that to myself. I buy 6-packs and then I don't really. Usually my dad drinks them because I don't, and I'll just buy a beer because I like IPAs. I usually get singles from places of IPAs that I like. But for sometimes I want to, because when I want to review beers, I got to review different beers, and sometimes I can't find singles. Like this, the Blue Moon iced coffee ale. I haven't actually drank any of them since. I might have one, but the rest are just chilling in my fridge waiting for someone else to drink them because I don't really like blonde ales with coffee in them. The coffee taste, at least. Here, it's good. I'll drink it. It's an interesting drink to have. But if I'm just like chilling, watching TV after work or whatever, I'm not going to just be like drinking one of those. Definitely coriander, clove, white truffles. I'm just kidding. No white truffles. There's an interesting flavor in here I'm trying to pick out. And yes, I'm feeling a little bit of the alcohol. I mean, you don't taste it, but you can feel it. It's at 7.7. That's almost 8. So Bach is traditionally a higher alcohol content lager. Higher alcoholic content lager. Vitus. A light-colored, spicy single Bach wheat beer for both beer lovers and the beer connoisseur. Extra long and cold storage in their monastery cellars makes this single Bach a really special beer with full body. The malt presence is very full there, and distinctly great mouthfeel. Prost, which is obviously German for cheers. Any other cool things? 260 calories. YOLO. It says it pairs with this thing called Weizenbach Parfait. Weizenbach Parfait serves 8. It's basically. It almost looks just like it's basically banana style ice cream. To make it, you need 4 egg yolks, 1 whole egg, 100 grams of sugar. Wow. 80 grams of white chocolate, 3 gelatin leaves, a 150 milliliter Weizenbach Vitus, 250 grams of fresh cream. So yeah. Beat the eggs and sugar over a water bath and beat again on iced water. Melt the chocolate and stir into the beaten egg mass. Wow, that sounds really good. Dissolve the gelatin leaves and also stir in. Then add the beer, whip the cream, and fold in carefully. Pour the mixture into molds and freeze overnight. Stirring once or twice. Tip out each. Come on. Tip out each mold onto a separate plate and garnish with. I'm guessing strawberries. Tip out a separate plate. Garnish with fruit, mint, and the remaining Weizenbach Vitus serves as an excellent drink to pair with. So nice. So this beer is actually good. I like it. It's just not like a go-to beer. There's a lot of beers that I find tasty. It's just like they're not my go-tos. Like Delirium Tremens is a good beer. I actually haven't drank it since the last time I reviewed it, which was years ago. So there's that beer. Like there's the Samuel Smith's chocolate stout that I had, which was amazing. I only had that once. It was amazing. It's just because it tastes good doesn't mean it's necessarily my go-to beer. Usually my go-tos are usually lighter beers like the traditional Budweisers and stuff. Sometimes like Cigar City, which I should have actually bought, but I didn't. I was like, maybe I'm going to do a review. I've already reviewed it, so I'm not going to buy it. I should have bought this and the Cigar City, because that Cigar City is those I drink. Because, the East Coast style IPA is just something I really, that hazy, fruity deliciousness is what I like. More about the beer. I mean, in some sense, I feel if you've had most, this style, most Weizen beers, most wheat beers, you've had them all. They all have that banana flavor to them. Just like if you had 1 Euro Pale Lager, you've had them all. Just there's different, slight variations within each of the beers. What time? 12. That's okay. But it's something to try out. Obviously it's a little different. It's not like Blue Moon. Blue Moon has no banana taste whatsoever because Blue Moon isn't. I mean, it's a wheat beer, but it's not it's like it says Blue Moon Belgian style. No, it's not Belgian style because you don't taste any Belgian style ingredients in it. Maybe a hint of coriander. There's no Belgian yeast in there, which is pretty big ingredient in what makes a Belgian wheat ale. Like when you drink a Blue Moon, you don't taste Belgian yeast because they don't. I'm pretty sure they don't use it. But anyway, I don't want to run on too long. Let's see if we can do. And perhaps some honey in here. Honey, banana, underlying malt background presence there. Nice hops. Well, German hops, which I've never brewed with. Cascade, Citra are usually my main. Centennial, I can use Columbus sometimes. But I've never used any dry hop, German hops, dry hops. Anyway, that's it for this review, guys. As always, if you like the reviews, please rate, comment, subscribe. I'm a pirate. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Pirate, get it? Pirate. Even though that's pirate. I think that's pirate. Jay, I know you're going to watch this video, so correct me on if that's pirate or pirate. Final chug. It's a good beer. Very good. We'll see you next time on... hold on. Before I go, let me just give you what, Beer Advocate and then give that... Because I always hate when ranting goes on for long, because people lose interest after a while. After about 10 minutes, they'll probably lose interest. Vitus Beer Advocate. So on Beer Advocate, it gets a 95, it gets a 95, which is well crass, which makes sense. It seems like a beer that most people would like. The thing is, this is an older style bottle they have, so